Hi, it's been a minute, guys. I've had like guests on my subsequent episode, I think 3 episodes if I'm not mistaken. And I am flying solo today. Hello, guys, you are welcome to the amazing episode on Experiencing the Tree podcast. Don't forget that this podcast is a platform for you to be expressive and a reality check. I'm your host, Limited Theology Gloria, and I'm just here to give us a rude awakening. I am a TV person. I have watched a lot of TV. I do more of romance. I do a lot of reality TV shows. And in the course of watching one of them, I had heard somebody said this, and it has stuck with me for a very long time. If I may say, it has changed the course of my living for a very long time. In my whole adult life, that has been one of the most prominent lessons I have learned from watching TV. And the person had said that you can lie to everybody, but you cannot lie to yourself. And again, because my dad is a very huge part of who I am, I feel like for who I am today, I feel my daddy did an amazing job. God bless his soul. For every time my daddy had corrected me for doing something wrong, for every time my daddy had said, "Oh, Oluchi, you should not do this." I remember a very, very good example when I wanted to make my hair. Like that is how we roll. I wanted to use this gray color, and I went to meet my dad. I told him, "Oh, daddy, what do you think? Should I use black or should I use gray?" My daddy had said, "Oh, you're asking me because you know I'm not going to be comfortable with you using this gray color." So I actually went ahead using the gray color, and daddy came back and he was like, "You asked me the question. Why do you ask me if you're not going to like listen to what I had to tell you?" So he was like, "Oh, you're going to change that color. You're not going to take that to school." And eventually I went to change the color. So for everything my daddy had corrected me for, he made me understand that I am not doing this for me, I am doing it for you. My daddy is a very independent and a very content person. He told me, not just me, he tells my siblings too, whatever decision you're making is for yourself. I'm your father, I'm your parent, but it's for you at the end of the day. Like it does not directly affect me the way you think it would. My daddy has always been that person that would correct you and tell you, say, this the way you they do. It's you at the end of the day. And he would say, "Ome man emere onwe ya." It means when you are doing good, you are doing it for yourself. And like we can also flip it and say when you do bad, you are doing it for yourself. A very perfect example in the Bible. Fortunately, I read that today. When Peter had told the people to go sell their property, and when you sell it, you're supposed to bring the whole gain you got from the sales, yeah. So I think it was Ananias and Sapphires. I don't know if I'm pronouncing their name properly, but we know the story. When Peter had asked them, "Is this all you got from the proceeds from selling your land?" And they said, with all boldness, they said yes. And what was the first thing that happened? For their decision, there was a consequence, and they were the first recipients of the consequence. So this is a rude awakening because I believe that for every decision we take, for every decision we make, we are the first recipients. And sometimes I feel like if we have a lot of self-reflection and self-introspection, introspection, yeah, I got that right. I feel like the world will be a better place. A lot of times we've told ourselves, "Oh, I feel this thing is going to make sense. I feel if I do more, maybe something will change." But the truth is, again, I would say you can lie to everybody, but you cannot lie to yourself. You know the truth. For everything that is uncertain, for everything that gives you a vague feeling, you know the truth at the end of the day. You know the best decision you can make for yourself. You know what the right thing is. It's black or white. The Bible do not even believe that there is something like a warm feeling. The Bible said either you stand here where is right or you stand where is wrong. So in the course of this episode, I did a lot of reflection on myself. I had told there's something my friend will always tell me. "Oh, I feel like your standards are so high. Oh, Oluchi, I feel like you have these walls that are built up." And it was for the first time in my life when I wanted to appease to the normal quote and unquote, I wanted to act to the normal way people think that people my age should act. I think that was one. I think that is one decision I'm still regretting. Not necessarily regretting, but wished. I seriously wish I did not step out of my principle to make such thing happen. Do you get? So when my friend tell me that, I'm like, I get where you're coming from. But the truth is, if I compromise what I believe in, if I compromise my standard just to make people feel seen or to make people feel better, at the end of the day, like I said, I am going to be the first recipient of that decision. And for one thing I know, one thing I'm certain of is that I will not be comfortable with that situation. I will not be comfortable with that decision. So on this episode today, I'm not here to pat our backs because I feel like I need to tell myself this. Oh, I feel if I make this move, it's going to happen. Is it necessary for me to cross this boundary I want to cross? I already know what the result will be. Maybe I do not know what the result will be, but am I comfortable with what the consequences are? Everybody's feeling is going to be all over the place when they hear this. But we know at the end of the day what is right. And no matter how we want to convince ourselves, the thing is that you don't even need to convince yourself about certain things. You already know what the thing is. But sometimes we want to convince the next person. Again, I'm going to say, when you are convincing the next person, you are the recipient of your decision. You are going to be first affected by that decision you're going to make at the end of the day. So, for everything that concerns us, for every standard we've set for ourselves, for everything that we said, oh, we're not going to do, I feel it's better we stick to it. I feel it's good that we learn, unlearn, and relearn. I am a big advocate of that. But I would say this too: somebody should not be the cause of your reaction, or somebody should not be the cause of why you take a certain decision. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be left alone in that decision. You're going to be left alone with that reality because you made that decision. The person is just going to be there watching at the sidelines. So on this episode, I just want to give us this rude awakening that for everything you've stepped back from not doing, there's a reason why you did not do it. You conforming to the agreement of people so that people would say, oh, I think she's doing better now, would not help anybody at the end of the day because you are going to be left with that decision. For everything you've said, oh, I don't think I should do this. There's a reason why you feel that way. There's a reason why you think you should not do this, you should not do that thing. But for some reasons, your friends are saying, oh, I think you should do it. Always remember, you are the first recipient of your decision. I don't know the best scenario to say, but the truth sometimes is very, very heavy. We don't like the complex. Oh, the truth is not meant to be complex. Actually, we don't like the truth. I don't want to say the truth is bitter because I feel the truth is okay. Let me use this. I feel like the truth is very necessary. And sometimes you may feel like, oh, let me just go with the easier decision, and just go with what I'm supposed to do. Forgetting that if it's not meant to be, if it's not what you're meant to do, the only thing that will happen is that the consequences may be delayed. I know the Bible had even said that the reason why we sin is because the consequence of sin is no longer instant. Like when when we read the first book of Moses, the first five book of Moses, you see how instant consequence, like you see how help me here. You see how I get the word. You see how immediate consequences are. And the Bible had said because of the wages of sin is no longer immediate. People now do things. So no matter what the decision you make, even though it is not immediate because you are trying to avoid the immediate consequence, the only thing that's going to happen is that it's going to be delayed. It's not going to come immediately, but the issue there is that it's going to come eventually. So why don't you just make the right decision and just take time to build, take time, put the effort you need to put. Shortcuts, all those things we do that we try to cut. We try to take the shortcut and cut lines and just get to where we are supposed to, just get to where we want to go. It's I don't think it's going to help any of us at the end of the day. People say that a lot of people actually, a lot of successful people I listen to, they say that people tend to focus more on the result. I've said this in subsequent episodes, and that has been one lesson I've actually learned this year. We tend to focus on the result and we forget that there have been decisions, there have been steps we had to take to come to that end point. Effort has been made, things has been said, Like we've put a lot in certain things for people to just come and see, oh, they're just looking at the results. Oh, she actually made this through this. Oh, she's doing, and they just jump into it. What I'm here to say at the end of the day is let's learn to tell ourselves the truth. Believe the truth for what it is. I really appreciate God for my friend Chamaka. I think that is one thing we have in common. We're going to say it. Funny thing, we're going to say it as it is with the intent of, oh, regardless of what it is, the truth is we've said what needs to be said and we just need to work on it and just find a better way to navigate it. Even though I'm trying to be diplomatic now, but I know the importance of the truth being told, the importance of making the good decision. It may feel so difficult. It may feel like, oh, something is choking you. But that lie you want to tell yourself, that delayed decision or that delayed truth you want to tell yourself, will eventually come back to bite you. And regardless of what it is, the consequences are always there. So why don't you just go straight? No, they cut through corners. Another thing again why I feel like we need to always tell ourselves the truth is when it comes to that business. The funny thing, for every business partners I have made, for every friendship and relationship I have kept, that I have made the true decision, they happen to be one of the best decision of my life. But sure, you see all those ones where I know what it is, but sometimes I just want to tell myself, oh, this is not what it is, and I just go ahead and put my head inside. The only thing that happened that the consequences were delayed, but it was still what it was. This is not a good relationship for you. This is not a good business for you. It was still, the result was still the same. So why delay the truth? So guys, my people, let's learn to take the truth for what it is and just help ourselves relieve all the stress and rigmarole. Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. You can lie to everybody, but you cannot lie to yourself. Please engage on this conversation. Tell us how difficult it is. It has been for you to just say, oh, this is the cocoa, like I just stick to them. Just engage on this conversation generally on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and in YouTube, all across Experience with Lucci, Instagram and TikTok page, EWL_podcast, my private handle, Oluchi. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, guys. Subscribe, Edro, to encourage the conversation and to take the conversation to where it's meant to get to. Thank you very much. It's going to pop on the screen at Lich's Concept on YouTube. I'm your host, Oluchi Gloria. Don't forget to spread love. God is love. Love is God. Have an amazing week. Bye, guys. I'll see you on the next one.